Hey guys, today is exactly 2 weeks since the school has started, and in this video I will be sharing how these 2 weeks went academically and how I managed to organize myself and keep up with everything. So here we go. Yesterday was a drop deadline for classes, and I didn't drop any classes. So I am taking 4. As I mentioned before, I'm taking 4 classes, and I reserved the option to drop one of the classes if I will think that I won't be able to manage everything. But so far everything has been going okay. There are no major problems. I mean, I am technically a bit behind, like by one lecture behind in each course in terms of the material review and studying, but it's nothing crazy or major. Okay, so far I already handed in one assignment. This was a classical mechanics assignment. It was a review, so did go well. I got 90%, and the reason I got 90 and not 100 is because in the very last question, I somehow missed the last sub-question. It had like A, B, and C sub-questions, and I missed the C. I don't know, I just did not see it. And so I got 90, and I could have gotten 100. Whatever. It's still not bad, but it makes me angry a bit at myself. I have 2 more homework assignments to submit this week. One in classical mechanics, it's due tomorrow, and one in statistical mechanics, it's also due tomorrow. I have not started on them yet. I will after I record this video, but it's not like I wasn't doing anything towards the assignments. I was actually studying the material so I can actually do it. So I feel ready to tackle the assignments, and that's a good feeling. So I think I will manage to do it within the next 24 hours. So that's when it's due. And I have a third one that's due on Monday in electromagnetism. So I will be working on this, I think, like Sunday, Monday. Yeah, so like having 4 classes, you actually you get quite a bit of assignments, and it's usually every week or every week and a half. So on average, there will be 3 assignments per week from now on. We also had the first group work in the classical mechanics class, where we were given one problem and split into groups randomly. Like the groups were randomly chosen, and we were working on the problem in groups of 5 or 6 using Zoom, and then we had to hand in a solution. So, the solution had to be written after the lecture by yourself. Like you had to hand in your own solution. So I got 100% on that. And yeah, I think this will be a frequent practice in this class, which was actually interesting. Yeah, at least it felt a little bit like a classroom setting. You've got to talk to people, and that was nice. The major change that's going to happen next week in whole scheduling so far is that my lab starts next week. It's the first experiment. We will be doing gamma ray absorption experiment. So the first group has done the experiment already. They were doing it the first 2 weeks of the semester, and then for the next 2 weeks it's my group that's doing it. So I will be starting on it next week. That means I have to prepare for the lab. I haven't studied for this course yet, so all I've been doing up to this point, all these 2 weeks, studying the other 3 classes, doing homeworks and studying and stuff, but I haven't touched anything on the lab. And the only thing I've done is I planned out how much I need to prepare for the lab, like what kind of material I need to read upon, what I need to study, to make sure I'm more or less prepared to do it, because there is no lab manual how to do it. And so that's the only thing I've done, and I hope to get started on this on Sunday and do some of it on Monday. Also, there will be we have a few lectures posted on that class, but those lectures only concern the error analysis, and I think it's worth 2 hours of watch time overall, because they are pre-recorded, and we will be given a few homework sets on these lectures. So I haven't done anything there yet. So really, judging by the 3 courses alone, it was fine. I was managing the course load fine. Adding in the 4th course when it starts next week, plus driving, might become a bit more stressful. So I will have to really do well with the planning and stuff, and using my calendar wisely. And one more thing that I figured out this week, in the past 2 weeks, that taking note by hands doesn't give me good results. And I'm glad that I figured it out soon enough into the semester, and I stopped wasting time on this. I was doing it for the first week, and then I realized it takes too much time and it doesn't give me the results I need. So I stopped doing this, and thankfully recently Notion came out with the option to write inline math in their app. So like I was talking about this in my earlier videos. I will link them, like insert cards somewhere here. You can check it out. But soon after I've done that, I stopped using it for the note-taking. I still was using it for other purposes, but I stopped using Notion for note-taking because it was too time-consuming to input anything like equations and definitions that required some of the fancy LaTeX type of writing. Like you could do it, it's just you could insert anything that had to do with LaTeX in blocks, and this was not very convenient if you have to insert like a little section of this within the text somewhere, or insert your equations in a table, because there is an option to do something like Excel spreadsheets within that app, and you could not put in those equations in Excel, like not in Excel but in the table. So now you can, and I've tried it for a week. It works beautifully. It has changed everything about how I take notes, and I will do a separate video on this because now it's been another week or even like over a week, and I have a good set of notes already from the classes that I'm taking, and they're much different from the notes you take on the paper. So I will elaborate on that more in the separate video because it's really cool. I really wanted to show it to you. It saves me so much time, and it's so much more interesting to do it this way. It saves time. It's active way of note taking. It's very interactive. I love it. Plus it's available, like those notes are available on all of my devices because I have it everywhere. iPad, iPhone, my laptop, everywhere. So I can do the review whenever I need to. So looks like I've gotten into some good routines. For the most part, I'm good. I like how it's going right now. The only thing I hope that is that the whole COVID stuff does not interfere too much with the current state of things and how everything is running. Yeah, because last week I had a situation where I was like in the middle of the lecture, well, Zoom lecture, but nonetheless, and the phone rang and the school called for my youngest, one of the daughters, and she's in grade 3. So and it was like the end of the school day, and the thing is she had sore throat, and so they didn't allow her on the bus. She told the teacher that she has a sore throat, and they didn't allow her to go on the bus to go home. And normally she would have been at home like in 15 minutes, like since I received the call. But I had to drop everything, go to school, pick her up. And so these kind of things might interfere, especially if I'm in the city at the university in the lab, where I can't just drop everything and go home, because first of all, dropping everything means like you have to finish up properly, like it's a lab. I imagine there would be some equipment that needs proper shutting down and stuff like that, and plus the driving, like it's at least an hour of driving. So I really hope that this won't happen anymore, but you can never be sure. And yeah, there might be situations where the school might be closed temporarily if somebody gets sick. For now, things are going really well, and I don't want to mess this up. Yeah, so that's so much for this for these past weeks, and I hope you guys had also a good start into the school year, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.